All right. So, good morning, everyone. Welcome to Fire Up Connect. I'm hoping that we could have more people, but this is what we have now. So we're going to have a lot of fun. Fire Up Connect has always been a close and small group, and we always learn a lot from our 1 hour meeting. So we have several goals that we would like to accomplish during our meeting. So it's going to be very beneficial and valuable to you too. We want to make sure that we understand the basic fundamentals of your services and products. We also wanted to have a good, effective introduction. So we start our meeting on a Q&A program. And then the thing about having a meeting like this, especially if we don't know each other, is we wanted to find a way to spark that business relationship. So that's why the Q&A is a really good thing, and really trying to get more information from you. Now, we will have a speaker today, and that is Jillian Larson. Jillian is an amazing community leader. She's going to tell you more about herself, and she has about 7 to 10 minutes to be able to provide us some information about, what her presentation. And then you're welcome to ask her a question. And then after that, we will have like what we call the basic business share time, where you get to share some of your success stories, if you are very comfortable in sharing your challenges and your specific goals for the year. And then lastly, if you are an official member of Fire Up Connect, we would like for you to join and start some project collaboration with the members. Okay, is that good for everyone?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, so I'm going to start the Q&A, and I'm going to ask Tim. I'm going to ask Tim. Tim, can you give us a quick overview of what you love about your business?
What I love about my business is that it's a good challenge every single day. You get different.
Excuse me, Tim, can you move your camera a little bit down so we can see your face, because you're like halfway. There you go. Yeah, move it some more.
All right. Let's see if I can.
Yeah, it's still there you go. Perfect. Okay, go ahead. I'm so sorry.
Oh, that's okay. Business I'm in, it's a challenge every day because different aspects come up, and I'm a mortgage banker, by the way.
Okay.
So that's what I do mostly all day long, and since I meet different people and come across different challenges, and everybody has individual things they need done, so it's not like the same thing every day. It's a new challenge every single day.
Okay. Awesome. Well, Tim, now you have, it's your turn to ask any one of a question. So you have Jillian or Dr. Rob. So you choose one.
Oh. Okay, Julian, I'm not prepared. So what exactly do you do?
Well, I actually do several things. One of the things that I connected with Marie through is I do a fundraising event. You can see up at the top of my, wherever it is, right there. I do a fundraising event called Reality Rally. It's a 3-day event that we hold once a year, and we've just done our 10th annual one. And we raise money for Michelle's Place Cancer Resource Center. And I can talk a little bit more about that because it's endless. I can talk forever. And then the other thing I do, which is on this side, is I don't like calling it motivational speaking, because I believe that motivation comes from within. So I hope what I do is inspirational speaking, and I have done well over 500 and something or other speaking engagements since 2011 or 12. Just to anybody, any group, business, organization. I just did a high school graduation commencement. I was a keynote speaker and an 8th grade promotion. And I love talking to people of any age, because my message is, I don't care if you're 2 or 102. You can do what you feel you're capable of doing. So that's sort of me. Oh, and then the bottom one here, wherever it is, I've got that one right there is a lot of what I do started after I was a contestant on the TV show Survivor. I was a contestant at the age of 61 in 2008. And it took me 8 years to get on. So my message is about persistence and never giving up. And also, doesn't matter what age you are. If you feel you can do something, you go for it. And that's when I developed Reality Rally. That's when I developed speaking engagements, even though I had been doing speaking engagements of many kinds for many, many years. So that's it in a nutshell.
Awesome. Well, awesome. Thank you, Jillian. Now you get to ask Dr. Rob, Jillian.
All right. So Dr. Rob, tell us, what is it that you do and what are you challenged with the most?
I teach business visibility strategies, so I combine the role of a publicist, a PR firm, and social media outreach. So I teach people how to become more highly visible in their field or industry or niche. Right now, the real challenge I'm having is just maintaining control of all the projects I'm working on and being a more efficient person. So I run a business magazine. I have 3 Facebook groups, good client roster. I'm an Air Force reservist, so I got to kind of balance out everything.
Awesome. All right. Now, Dr. Rob, you get to ask me a question.
All right, Marie, what's been the hardest thing you've worked on this month?
The hardest thing I've worked this month is starting the International Wealth Builders Association. The reason why is I have a partnership with that. And when your partner is not available because of his schedule, it's been very difficult to coordinate the events because it's a big event that we're trying to establish, connecting a lot of the city officials and creating some sort of awareness within the community. So it's very difficult for me to execute that when I have to wait for my partner for some decisions. And it's not because, he's being difficult. It's just that his schedule does not allow him. And that's where he and I would have to somehow find a way to come up with a creative solution to make it easier for both of us, where we are not dependent on each other's decision. So that's something that we're going to talk about next week. So it's always been a challenge when you're starting to work with someone and trying to figure out how to work with them. But it takes time to build that that system with someone else. All right. Thank you so much for the questions. And we're going to move on to our next part of our meeting, which is the expert section. And today, our speaker is Jillian Larson. And just to let you know, Jillian Larson was one of the survivors cast in that TV reality show. And she worked hard on being I think there were so many years of submitting that application for her to be a part of that. And she was very successful in taking advantage of that experience, and that she built the Reality Rally to bring a lot of donation to Michelle's Place. And so part of the Reality Rally is to bring a lot of these celebrities coming from different TV reality shows. I mean, she is one of the best people, best connections that you can have because of how she is as a person and how she is so creative. And I'm very honored to have her today, and we'll listen to her presentation. And this is recorded. I hope that the other members will get to watch her presentation too. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and start that. Jillian, do you want me to what do you want it to do? Are you doing a PowerPoint presentation or anything?
No, just
okay.
Speaking. Yep, just speaking.
Okay.
So basically kind of give me one of these when my time is getting up, because otherwise I'll be talking through tomorrow.
Okay. So since it's just us, feel free to provide your information. And I think, when we will have some time to also do a Q&A. Okay. All right.
Thank you very much, Maria. And as you heard in my brief introduction, what I do, it's Reality Rally, and the website for that is realityrally.com. And actually, one of the ways that Maria and I got connected was, well, many ways. However, people constantly call me Realty. And so I have people, I used to have my car wrapped with Reality Rally. They'd stop and ask me, how is the housing market? What, how are houses going these days, etc. So I pointed out it's Reality Rally, and the word reality is multifold. It's yes, we do have, I was on a reality TV show. Yes, we have TV stars from about 30 or 40 different reality shows coming here every year, and they have to raise money for Michelle's Place before they're part of it. Also, it's the reality of life. It's the, cancer's a reality. Raising funds for helping people with cancer is a reality. The economy is a reality. There are so many, many things that are tied into that word reality. And it's not just about reality stars. And then, of course, the word rally is what I've worked at making happen over the past 10, well, it's been happening it would have happened for 12 years, but COVID shut us down for 2 years. So essentially since 2011 and 2010, as I was building it, we have rallied together a lot of people in a lot of areas to help us do this Fun for Funds event, which is what I call it. That's our tagline. And the primary goal, well, first of all, I'll just go back a little step. Yes, I was on the TV show Survivor. Yes, it took me 8 years, 20 applications to get on. I just never gave up, and I could never understand why, because I really didn't understand what happens after reality shows, that you become this public figure. And it's actually interesting. I keep telling my family they won't have to let anybody know when I kick the bucket, because it's on every entertainment news network that there is. One of our survivors from about, 15, 16 years ago just passed away. And boy, within 5 minutes, it was on everything that you can imagine that's entertainment news. So joking aside, so I kept feeling this pressure to keep going, which I did. First of all, I never give up. Secondly, I love a challenge. And I wasn't about to give up because I didn't know why I was pushing for it. It clearly became obvious after I was there. I got selected when I was 61. I was playing in the equatorial jungle of Gabon in Africa. My tribe didn't exactly match who I was, which often is the case with shows like that. And I was booted off second. And I spent one day in the jungle after I was off crying, thinking, this is not what I'd hoped would happen. And then I said, why? There's always a reason for everything. And nobody likes whining. They like whining without the H, as long as it's liquid and they can drink it, but no whining. So I thought, what can I do with it? That is when, over the next 5 weeks, I developed a fundraiser called Reality Rally, and I developed the content of being able to get out and do public speaking. And as I've done that, I have done public speaking before, so this whole topic was new for me. Well, it wasn't new, but it was whatever I wanted to develop it. The word survivor has been applicable to so many areas because everybody is a survivor of something. Survivor of certainly of cancer, survivor of the economy, survivor of a relationship, or survivor of whatever it is. And so I've been brought in to do speaking engagements for all kinds of reasons. And then I tailor my talk to match it. Over the 10 years, well, should I say since 2010, I knew nobody when I moved to Temecula. I moved from the East Coast and I went on Survivor. I came back with this idea in my head that I could use it to raise money for Michelle's Place. The other purpose was also to have something that was a unique and different community event that could involve anybody who wanted to have fun helping us raise funds for Michelle's Place. So then I started the reach out. Didn't know anybody, had no budget, but spoke to Michelle's Place, said, would you be interested in me helping raise money? I spoke to Chuck Washington, who was our mayor at the time, and started meeting people and talking to people. And over the past, since 2010, I have developed a database of about 500 reality TV personalities that I reach out to every year. I spend time looking at the new contestants to see and let them know what I do. And then to all the different organizations in town. Who wants to come and have fun? We have a party at Wilson Creek where Marie has been a big part of. She comes and does interviewing of all the reality stars. It's a wonderful opportunity with a win-win solution. That organization has the opportunity to do interviewing of people that have got different and unique stories, so she can use them for her purposes. We then have the opportunity to have an interviewing station for people to go and tell them what they do. It is also a party, a lip sync at South Coast Winery again this year. We've just had it, as I said, for the last 3 weeks ago. And then we have an amazing race throughout Old Town Temecula, where organizations can be part of it. We have 16 different stations, between 14 and 16 stations every year that put on a fun, crazy fun challenge for teams of 4 to run all over Old Town. So all of those organizations are given some opportunity for some visibility and fun as we raise funds. The contestants, they come and they sign up a team. They can be a nonprofit and they go into the entire race, but they promote their nonprofit through what we do. It can be a business and they maybe go into the corporate cup division. We have involved every city in the area, and keeping in mind all of this was through reach out. I knew nobody, so I've spent years going out and talking to everybody. We have Temecula, Lake Elsinore, Wildomar, Hemet, Paris, Murrieta, all of these area cities involved in that Saturday Amazing Race game, which to me has become such a fun thing of this intercity camaraderie. We also have a lot of youth groups. I was just at the Great Oak High School because their Spirit of Great Oak has played, their jazz band has played at our Wilson Creek event, and their drumline and color guard have been part of our opening ceremonies at the Amazing Race. Again, fun for us, visibility for them, and funds for Michelle's Place as a result. So all of it is tied into what we do. And you know, I tell people, if they want to be involved in some way, this is what we do. And what do you do? Tell me more about what you do. And is there a way that you would like to be involved somehow for fun, for visibility, and help raise money? We also have Boy Scout groups. We have high school groups. We had the National Charity League, but send a lot of people. This year we had characters from Kids Can Cosplay all over Old Town, so it was extra visibility. So anything that is fun and exciting, we add to the event to make it happen. And then we live stream it on Saturday so that all the businesses, all the nonprofits, all the people that come to the event can hop on live stream and promote who they are, tell us who they are, what they do, why they're there. So in general, it's just a fun for funds weekend. And every one of us is a volunteer. I volunteer my time, which is about 8 months of a lot of work to make it happen. And then I have about 400 volunteers that help on the weekend. And I have what I call a production team, that group of people that take each of the divisions, each of the sections, and we all do it because we care. We have sponsors who hop on, provide us with our time, talent, services, and energy and everything that they do also because they care, and also some visibility. So that's what Reality Rally is in a nutshell. And I'm busy tying up how much money we raised this year. I don't know that yet because we've got a few bills to pay. And also I still have our fundraising links open for people to donate. And then I'll tie it all up. But to date, over 9 years, we, and I say we because everybody you just heard me talk about is part of we. And we have raised over $500,000 for Michelle's Place. Michelle's Place is a cancer resource center. It used to be, it's always been, it was primarily supporting breast cancer because their daughter died at 26 after misdiagnosed breast cancer when she was 19. And about 4 years ago, they changed and added to their focus, and they treat anybody who walks through their doors, makes a phone call, looking for help and support for any form of cancer, male, female, young, old, children, everybody. Within the first month of them saying anybody with any cancer, they had people stop in, call up with 50 different kinds of cancer. And they then provide these no-cost services of support services. So that is michellesplace.org. And part of, again, what we do is awareness for Michelle's Place, because you never know who has recently been diagnosed or has metastatic cancer or knows somebody. And just think for yourself, what would you do if you suddenly had a cancer diagnosis? It's overwhelming because your medical support is there, yes, but they provide so much more. They don't do medical procedures. Obviously, they're a support center, but they refer people to medical procedures, medical services that then provide, and then Michelle's Place covers things like co-pays. They cover groceries, they cover support groups, they cover items, wigs, prosthetics, all of these sort of things. So we do it because we know we matter. And again, you hear me saying we. So yeah, so it's Jillian Larson for my speaking. It's JillianLarson.com. It is realityrally.com for the fundraising event, and it is michellesplace.org. So if you know anybody that is looking for any form of support and you don't know what, they don't know what, but they tell Michelle's Place, I'm here because I need help, then Michelle's Place takes them through that journey and provides what they need to help support them through the most challenging time of their lives and the lives of their family members. So that's basically what I do. That's as small a nutshell as I can make it. Does anybody have any questions?
Yes, now it's time for Q&A. Any questions for Jillian? And by the way, we have Martha. Martha, welcome to the Fire Up Connect. Are you available?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. All right. So go ahead, Dr. Rob.
So Jillian, when you were on Survivor, what was different from the actual experience versus expectation?
The expectation was that I was hoping, and one should never just hope, you should put out the message correctly. And I was hoping to be on the tribe that was a lot like me, that we'd be happy to be there. We were excited. We would strategize together. And yes, I'd watch Survivor every year, so I know exactly how it actually is. But I had hoped for the tribe that I would be able to work with better. Very soon I discovered that it was not much the same as I was. We didn't have the same ideas and goals and thoughts and whatever. And, so that was the first thing. Secondly, just in case you're wondering, Survivor does not ask you to do anything, say anything, repeat anything, tell you what to do, where to go. You just do, you're there. And obviously you do challenges and you hanging around the camp and you're, whatever, trying to find food if there is any. There certainly wasn't any for us. We were in the jungle, not on the ocean. And then they edit their story out of all the footage for about every 300 minutes that they film, which is 24/7. They pull the story to match and they edit it specifically from the back to the front because they've seen it happening, and they pull footage into each of the episodes that matches what they're looking to tell the public. So that was, but I keep telling everybody that I also believe that we are all driven down a path by whatever our spiritual or religious belief is, that we're meant to go down. I was meant to get on a tribe that I didn't really care for. And I was booted off. And sadly, they often think the old woman has to go quickly, even though I was not useless. One of them called me useless. And so anyway, that's the story. But I had 5 weeks and I used it. So it wasn't just to get on Survivor, which my path was going towards. It was to get off Survivor and use Survivor, which is exactly what I've done. So yeah, it wasn't quite what I'd hoped for.
Yeah.
But hey, that's life.
That was smart. Dr. Rob, would you be interested in joining Survivor? You'd be an interesting cast for that.
Watch it? Have you watched it?
Oh,
You're on mute.
I have not. I don't have cable.
There you go.
that'd be interesting, Dr. Rob. Because Dr. Rob is known to be the warrior strategist. I think, and he's in the military too. So, God, I can see that, Dr. Rob. You could be a good part of a Survivor. Anyway, Tim, do you have any questions for Jillian?
Yeah, what made her motivated one to do Survivor? Because I watched the show a few times and I would go nowhere near that show.
And again, I'll say that I really didn't know. You know, sometimes people have this driving force within them that they know they want to do what they're working towards, but sometimes they don't realize why. And to be quite honest, I honestly did not know why. But I also know that things are put in your path that are directing you in that path you're supposed to go through. And years ago, I listened to books on tape the whole time in my car because I don't have time to sit and read a book, but I'm in the car quite a bit. So I listen to books, and I ran out of a book. And so I thought, I'll put the radio on, and I never put the radio on. It's too much noise in my head. I've already got too many things going on in my head. So I turned on the radio, and it said there was going to be a new TV show. And this was in 1999. There was going to be a new TV show called Survivor, and they were going to strand ordinary people on an island, and only one person would survive. And I thought, what? This is like Lord of the Flies. Anyway, that stuck with me. And that was all I heard because I turned the radio off. I got to where I was going. When I first saw the first show episode playing, actually it was the third episode, I happened to click in by accident because my husband was watching TV and clicking from channel to channel. And it went to something that I said, oh, wait, I think that's that Survivor thing they were talking about. And from then on, I just felt driven. And it's clearly why I was driven, because I didn't know I would become this public figure. I mean, I have to behave myself even more now when I'm out and about because, you know, people know who I am. But anyway, aside that point, I would behave probably. I don't know. I could never explain it, but I knew I couldn't give up. And also, it was a challenge. They have about 60, 70, 80,000 people that apply twice a year to get on Survivor. And so clearly it's a challenge, and I love a challenge. So I wasn't about to give up on that challenge, but secondly, it was clearly for me to be able to use it because, you know, I'm just a little old lady from Temecula. And again, when I was at I was the keynote speaker on Tuesday or Wednesday, I think it was, down in San Diego, and on the program it had founder of Reality Rally. And you know, I'm thinking that's awesome, but that's challenging to explain. Not that I was going to explain it, but when I started speaking, I said I'm here because I was I was a contestant on the TV show Survivor. Every time I say that, it changes the focus of how people hear you, whether you've watched it or you haven't. They want to know, oh, that's interesting. If I said I'm a little old lady from Temecula, it would be like, yeah, so what? There are lots of little old ladies in Temecula. So it's been a huge platform for me. It's been a springboard, and I've taken it, and I've been the catalyst that has made stuff happen because of what I was able to do. So yeah, I never could explain it. People say, why? And I said, to be quite honest, I don't know. I really don't know.
Martha, you have any questions for Jillian?
No, I came towards the end, so I'm trying to put the pieces together.
Okay. All right. Well, Jillian, I think, you know, I thought about Survivor, and one thing that really won't let me motivate to even go there is because of the mosquitoes or the bugs. Definitely I will not survive there just because of that.
Well, interestingly enough, that was a big part of my Survivor journey. I was born and raised in South Africa. And so I had a lot of, you know, wildlife experience and living out, not that I lived outdoors, but we would go and, you know, to the game parks and stuff. And I learned years ago when I was young is that when you burn elephant dung, which is elephant poop, dried, obviously, it acts as nature's repellent. So you burn it and the smoke gives off something, not just the smoke, but there's something in that burning dung that helps keep mosquitoes and biting bugs away. So that was one of the first things I did. And I always said, when I'm on Survivor, I hope it's in somewhere where there are elephants because I want to burn. And it's actually any herbivore. It could be buffalo. It could be anything like that. So I went around collecting elephant dung to put in the fire to keep the bugs away because, yeah, you see some of those people and they're bitten so badly.
They love me. Mosquitoes love me.
So anyway, I went collecting elephant dung and nobody wanted to go with me. They thought it was disgusting. And so it gave me the opportunity to see if they had hidden clues or turns out there were such things as hidden idols. So nobody wanted to go with me. I mean, you see it when you watch Survivor, people are running after everybody who leaves the camp because they know they're looking for idols. Nobody wanted to go with me. So I thought, perfect. So yeah, so I burned elephant dung to keep the bugs away.
Awesome. Okay, well, that is the expert section. So if you can take 30 seconds, just put your comments on chat for Jillian in terms of, what you learned or what your observation, any comment, feedback, that would be appreciated. You can do that on the chat, please.
What's that? You still want to drink? Girl, she was stopped by visiting? No. Charlie went outside the office ringing doorbells. So was Harper?
So Martha, since you came in a little late, so Jillian, you can watch the recording of this presentation later if you wanted to hear everything that she presented, okay?
He sold magazines to the left of her and to the right of her. There's no evidence she was even home when he rang the doorbell.
Okay, so.
And you don't tell anyone? No, and I never met a woman who could keep a secret. Best friends are burning the crosses yet. I can see why she would want to know about Charlie. There's nobody she talks to. No coach, no guidance counselor. We left it in her file. The papers have been playing up her volunteer work at a restaurant.
Does anything scare you, Julianne?
Let's see. Sorry, I've got to get back to you know what? I think what scares me is not doing what I feel I should do. And it scares me to think that I'm not willing to try something. And I actually have a little thing on my desk that says fear is temporary, regret is permanent. So yeah, I don't know that nothing physical really scares me. That's an interesting question. I think not making the most out of my life possibly is what potentially scares me the most, that I didn't grab something. My last application of the 20 for Survivor, I rappelled off the top of Table Mountain. I was 61, it's 4,000 feet high, and it's a 400-foot rappel, and I'd never rappelled before. And I went diving with great white sharks in South Africa. And so you can see, I don't really get put off by physical things. Obviously, I'd like to fly, but I can't fly because I don't have wings. So I wouldn't jump off a building because I knew I'd go splat. So I think not making the most out of myself is what would scare me the most. Nothing physical that I can think of.
Yeah.
Does anything scare you, Martha?
A lot of things. Mice, roller coasters. And also that's scary when you don't really live your full purpose. But I'm a scary cat. I'm very brave when it comes to confronting mental things and the ability of doing a lot of things. But when it comes to like ghosts and mice and things like that, I'm just a chicken.
Well, there's things you can avoid. Yeah.
There's Martha. Hello, Martha. Okay, so let's do this. We're gonna move on to the next part of our meeting, which is what we call business share. So business share, you get to share one a success story, a challenge, or goals. So who would like to start?
This is just like the last time. I can't go through it again.
Who's ready? Okay. Okay, Dr. Rob, go for it.
So I'm just going to share a success story. So I'm working on the latest issue of my magazine, and I was able to get an interview with Mike Michalowicz, who's a multiple New York Times bestselling author. He wrote The Pumpkin Plan, Toilet Paper Entrepreneur, a bunch of really amazing books. He's 2 times he's created a 7-figure company and sold it. Really prolific guy, and the interview is a lot of fun. So that's my success story.
Wow, congratulations, Dr. Rob. Yeah. Okay, who's next? Team, you want to give it a shot?
Oh yeah. My latest success story is I do run a nonprofit too, and I was working with the state on rental assistance, and I was able to give 40 people rental assistance and stop them from being evicted.
Wow, that is awesome, Tim.
Yeah.
This is in California, right?
Yeah, yeah, it's in California, mainly in the Inland Empire.
Oh my, definitely need to learn more about it. Okay, who's next? Martha?
I don't know if it's a success. Maybe it is. I got all the authors for the Business Diva. So I'm
Yes.
excited. I'm putting a series of women in business in different stages. So I got all 22. I wanted 20, but I got 22. So I'm going to put them up.
Awesome, Martha. Okay, Jillian, what about you?
Oh gosh, my most recent success was finishing up Reality Rally 22,
Yeah.
and now being able to stay focused on getting all of the follow-up and tie-up done. I know it sounds pretty insignificant, but it's like that to me that'll be successful if I get it all done and not forget to thank somebody and not forget to include one of the people of the hundreds that, and everybody's important to me, whether it's small or big, they all deserve recognition for being with us. So yeah.
Wow, that is amazing. Okay, and for me, I would say, like I mentioned earlier, my challenge in executing the International Wealth Builders Association, I did have, I was able to start a radio talk show for IWBA, and we are now, we actually launched that last month, and we have, we do it every Saturday at noon. So tomorrow we're going to have another radio show for International Wealth Builders Association. If you're interested in listening to it, it's on kcaaradio.com. And by the way, last Sunday I did air Dr. Rob's interview. Did you get to see that, Dr. Rob? So we aired that on the Fire Up Connect radio talk show. The interview I did with you, and along with Rick Morgan, who was talking about franchising, and you were talking about, you know, your services in terms of branding, and you gave some good advice to the business owners. And then Martha here is going to have her radio show. I mean, she's been doing the radio show since January, I think February, right, Martha? And she is one of the hosts for the radio talk, Fire Up Connect radio talk show. And she has a guest coming in this Sunday. And this is about, what is it? Building your, or making your business better through business strategies. Is that right, Martha?
Yeah, so how to create a smart business strategy for financing. So
okay,
how to do that smartly, like how to get finance.
Yes. So as you know, for Tim, who doesn't know Martha, Martha is someone that helps businesses look at their numbers. So she analyzed the numbers and actually doubles or triples their income for the way you know, she does it. And Dr. Rob is amazing for giving you media visibility. And I think Dr. Rob and Jillian, you guys need to really connect, because Jillian, Dr. Rob has a lot of great connections for what you're doing too. You know, he's got broad connections on the military base. And so I think it'll be great for you to have a one-on-one. I just got, what is that? Fox News San Diego this week, a client from Fox News. Woo! That is awesome. Can you tell us more about it, Dr. Rob? You have to.
Yeah, I'll give you the summary. Basically, it wasn't the happiest story. She was the victim of an elderly scam where people called her and fleeced her out of a couple $1,000s, pretending to be sheriffs and saying that she had a warrant out for her arrest. And so she was able to get a bunch of the charges reversed. So she was out about $1,500 at the end of it. But yeah, the reporter came down. I reached out to a couple media outlets, and one of the reporters from Fox came down with a camera crew, and they interviewed her and went over the different steps of it. And it was a full segment. It was great. I'm happy I got her on the news. She was thrilled, but it's too bad that she had to, you know, we filed this under life circumstance as far as our news angle.
Okay, awesome. All right. Yeah,
Can
go
I,
ahead, Julian.
can I interrupt? So
Yes.
Dr. Rob, I think that's perfect because obviously we all know how many elder scams there are out there because of such a vulnerable demographic. So that interview may well be seen by many who will then know to avoid something that they may fall prey to. So thank you for putting that on air because that you never know who hears that, watches it and sees it and puts it up here and knows it. So thank you for doing that.
That's what we
Yeah.
hope is prevention will take place. Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's awesome, Dr. Rob. Okay, now we still have about 15 minutes here. I wanted to take this opportunity to kind of do some brainstorming in terms of what you heard from this experience. Tim, since this is your first time visiting us, you know, if you did you get any kind of ideas, opportunities for you, or is this something that you see yourself being a part of?
I found it interesting, especially listening to Dr. Rob and to Jillian. Yeah, I could see myself in the long run. What I do, I do a lot of mortgage banking, especially with veterans under the VA. So I can see I can work with Dr. Rob with that. And Jillian, she just strictly motivational. So,
Yes.
yeah. So yeah, I could see that. So yeah, I probably have send me information.
Yes, I will. Well, Tim, I mean, you know, it's very nice to get to meet you here in Fire Up Connect. So this organization actually has a lot of great, amazing, incredible members. And Martha and Dr. Rob has been a member of Fire Up Connect. Maybe it's good to kind of share what they think too. So Martha, what about you? Let's move on to you. What do you think about this meeting, and maybe give some of your feedback?
Oh, it's wonderful to see a woman who's actually a warrior, like a physical warrior to these things. And most of us who are entrepreneurs probably can't do it like me. I will cry.
Yeah.
What else? So this is a wonderful platform to be part of in Fire Up Connect. There's a lot of opportunities. I mean, not only do you get to meet people from different industries, from different states, and really network in one place where you don't have to travel all over the place, but you also get to work in different projects. Like I'm on a radio show, I'm going to be working on a magazine and on a book with Marie. So this will keep you busy and really put you on the front of your industry and be like the leader of what you're working on.
Thank you, Martha. Okay, Dr. Rob, what about you?
I just like the variety of people that are in your network, Marie, that show up to these meetings, because it really is kind of a grab bag of just different experiences and life skills and lived experiences. It's wild. I always meet somebody that's got a really interesting story when I come here.
Well, we're very honored to have you as a member, Dr. Rob, because you are an amazing business professionals, and you do have such great, you know, talent and value that you offer to so many people. And Martha, you know, Martha, you have been amazing to work with, because she is very proactive and very positive about life. And, you know, you get to meet Martha, you're gonna have so much fun. And I think, you know, the people that we attract in Fire Up Connect, I'm very, very proud of every member that we have here, because they are just so gifted and so positive and so accommodating. I mean, you talk about a beautiful set of people that you get to meet here. I mean, we recently just had new members like Brian George. I don't know if you met Brian George, Dr. Rob, Martha. Have you met Brian George yet? So go watch the meeting from last week, from the last meeting. Steve Matley was the presenter, and Brian George was there. And so something that you guys need to look forward to, I'm trying to get him to schedule himself for a presentation here. He's got great, amazing information. And then we also have Nestor Morales. Nestor was also from the military. He's a veteran, Dr. Rob, and he is connected to so many people and also very passionate about helping people on his business in solar. But as a person himself, he's just incredibly amazing that it's good to be connected to him. And Jillian, I mean, I cannot, I mean, she is an amazing person in my life. And I'm so blessed to have a connection with Jillian. She's always been there for every project that I have asked her to be a part of. She's always been there for me. And Jillian, from the bottom of my heart, I totally love you. And I am very, very thankful for having you in my life, just so you know. Okay.
Thank you, Maria. And it's been such a pleasure having you in my and our life, because you've been a big part of what I do. And the opportunity to speak at several of your meetings and stuff like that. Because I always believe you never know who's going to have one aha moment out of something that somebody says. And nothing's profound, but when the teacher is ready, the student will come. I mean, that's the saying that there is, and I believe it.
Thanks for meeting with us. Bye.
Yeah, I mean, the experiences I've had from your events, Jillian, is so amazing. The last reality rally that you did, and I brought the finest women in real estate in there. They were able to interview your celebrities, and they were very accommodating and very humble. I mean, these people really traveled from all over just to raise money for Michelle's Place. I mean, you talk about people that are very generous. And it's so nice to be around those kind of people and just experience the generosity from everyone else. So anyway, and Tim, if you're running a nonprofit organization, thank you so much for doing that, because again, everyone is really trying to help other people too. Anyway, any last comments from the group? Tim, any feedback, last comments for you?
Last comment is I'm glad you found me, I guess, on LinkedIn.
Yes.
Because this group seems to be very interesting, and I'd like to know more about it.
Yes, and thank you so much, Tim, for being here today. I definitely wanted to connect with you. Now go ahead and put your contact information on the chat. I'm going to go ahead and put mine too, but I will definitely call you, Tim. Okay.
Okay.
This is my phone number.
You heard Danielle's father. That's who wins.
And Jillian's number is already there. Martha and Dr. Rob, I don't know if you guys have shared your information, so Tim can, maybe reach out to you if he needs to.
Yeah, I like the information if they don't mind.
A sweet kid.
Yeah, they're both. I mean, it's a blessing, even though we're only like 5 here, but you talk about the kind of connections they have. It's remarkable what you can get from these people, Tim, in terms of their connections. Such a blessing.
Danielle was seeing that
Okay.
football player in high school. You said she
All right, I'm putting my email in now for you too.
Okay.
And then they split up. I'd love to see the medical report.
Okay. Any feedback? Last comment, Dr. Rob?
I still have some sources.
No? Okay. And Martha, what about you? No? Okay, we're good. Well, Jillian, any last words?
Oh, just thank you for having me on board. And it's been very interesting meeting and very lovely meeting you, Tim, Dr. Rob, Martha, and of course, Maria, I know. So thank you. I always love meeting new people, because you just never know how one can be helpful to them and how they can provide something that you're looking for. So who knows, we may just be connecting in the future. So thank you so much.
Okay, so before we close out, I just wanted to let you know that Fire Up Connect meets every Tuesday at 3:00 p.m. and every Friday at 11 a.m. Pacific time. And we also provide a lot of information to the members in regards to marketing. We have partnership with other people. Dr. Rob actually offers great services to all our members. And Martha is also working on her stuff right now. She's got a lot of things going on, and she's going to be doing, I think, the TV reality show too. She actually joined the reality show episode for Finest Women in Real Estate that we're going to be releasing later. So there's a lot of things that are happening with the collaboration with Martha. And I know Dr. Rob, he's been really busy, and I hope that I can grab you one of these days, because I know how busy you are, and you've got spectacular programs that are happening with you. And I'm so proud of what you do, Dr. Rob, your meetings with all the veterans and how they are so, they're looking up to you for your guidance. I mean, you are an amazing individual, and I hope that one day we can do your TV show or radio show. I would love to really promote you. He was actually in the Business Doctor TV show and he was interviewed by Dr. Steven. And that was my first time actually meeting Dr. Rob through that TV show. And I was so blessed by that connection. And Jillian, I mean, as always, you know, you are amazing. And I hope you get more support for your project. And didn't you just have your birthday? Was I right?
Yeah. Well, actually, my birthday was in February, but I made that, if you're referring to the video I made a fundraising appeal in February, but I just released it now.
Oh,
Yeah, I
okay.
was 3/4 of a century in February. So, there you go.
Well, you know what? You know, a birthday can always be every day, right?
Well, it actually, you should celebrate your birthday every day because we're still here to celebrate it and many people aren't. So yes, so happy birthday to everybody.
There you go. All right. Well, again, thank you so much to all of you. And don't forget, fireupconnect.com is our website. If you wanted to learn more about it, you know, please, you're welcome to contact me. And again, this is recorded. We're going to put this in our newsletters and lots of great things that people can watch this episode. All right. Well, thank you so much, everyone. Have an amazing weekend and I love you all. All right.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.